So hello guys, I am Ryan and Multivibrators, and for today I am going to show you experiment 10 multivibrators and SR flip-flop. So for this experiment, let's start with figure A. So for this, we'll be using IC17400, which is a NAND gate. So as you can see here in the diagram, we can see that pin 1 and pin 2 are both shorted. Also pin 4 and pin 5. Let's proceed to the breadboard. We can see here that pin 1 and pin 2 are already shorted. Pin 4, pin 5 are shorted. So the output pin 3 and the output pin 6 are both connected to the NAND gates input pin 12 and pin 10. So you can see here for pin 3 it's connected to pin 12, and for pin 6 it's connected to pin 10. Let's see here the brown. This will serve as our guide. Next, for the input pin 13 and input pin 9, let's take the output of pin 8 and pin 11 and interconnect them. So we can see here I've already connected. Now this is a latch, SR latch. Let's start with the initial 0. So once here it's connected to the ground. So if we start the simulation, our outputs will be invalid as it has no memory. It is an invalid state. You can say that it's an invalid state because we can look at our circuit. If we go D2 based on our truth table, if we put here at logic level 1, see here in our diagram, so in 1 0, since it is directly connected to the switch, so no matter what input D1 and D2 it will remain the same. So into D2 is equal, so 1 1, but our output in 3 in 4 0 and 1. Next, for the invalid state, we can say that it serves as a memory. So if we get back to logic level 0, it will remain the same because whatever the last input is, it will become the output. So let's try, for example, 0 1 in 1 0. So for 1 0, the input, the output will be in 1 1, in 2 0, in 3 1, in 4 0. Then if we both input D1 D2 to 0, the output in 3 will remain as logic level 1. So that's why it's invalid state, because it serves as a memory. Next, for the D1 and D2, if we both put it at logic level 1, it will all light up. So here you can see that in 1 is logic level 1, in 2 logic level 1, in 3 logic level 1, in 4 logic level 1. It became logic level 1 because of our last state. So our last state here is 1 0. If we put 1, it will stay at 1 1. Our last state is 1 0. Again 1 0. We add logic level 1, became 1 1. So next, figure B. So hello guys, and now for the figure B, you can see in the figure B, the clock is added for D3, and pin 1 and pin 2 are not shorted, and pin 4 and pin 5 are not shorted. So it is almost the same as the earlier diagram, but you can see here, this is the D3. It is connected to both pin 2 and pin 4. Now, let us explain on how we will find the truth table. First, we have here D1 star and D2 star is, if both are 0, it is not used. So if D1 is 0, D2 star is 1, and 1, 0 for Q and Q naught. So here we can see that Q is equal to in 3 and Q naught is equal to in 4. Then if both of them are 1, then it will be a memory. So let us explain. So as we can see here in the diagram, the value of D1 star, so it is equal to D1 and D3 as it is connected D1 multiplied by D3 or D1 and D3. Next, the value of D2 star is D2, so you can see here, and D3. Then by using the Morgan's theorem, we can change it to D1 naught plus D3 naught. And for the other one, D2 naught plus D3 naught. Now, let's find out the value of the truth table. If D3 is 0, start at 0. So we can see here if the value of D3 is 0 and we know that D3 is in the NOT gate, so let's type here D3 is equal to 0. The value of D3 will be 1. It will be equal to 1 since it has a complement. Then what will happen to this? It is similar to the OR gate. So whatever the value is, it will result into 1. It will always result into 1. So we can type here that and say that D1 plus 1 and D2 plus 1 self-complement. Then D1 star and D2 star will be equal to, and D1 star D2 star will be equal to 1. Will both be equal to 1. So we can see here D1 star and D2 star, it will be equal to, now here, so D1 star and D2 star is equal to 1. So D1 star 1, D2 star 1, it will be equivalent to a memory. So let's type here equal to memory. Now we can ignore whatever value in 3 and in 4 is, since it will be equal to a memory. Let's try. D1 memory. Next, what if the value of D3 is equal? If the value of D3 is equal to 1, then it will equal 0. So we can assume D3 is equal to 1. As you can see here. Next, as we put in the equation, D1 has 0, since it is a complement, that's 0. So now we will find out one by one what the value is. So let's start with 0, 0. Start with 0, 0. Then we can assume that P1 equal to P1, P2, P2 complement here. So whatever the value input. So let's start 0, 0. What if it's 0 and 0? It will be equal to 1. Then it will be equal to a memory. So for this is a memory. Next, what if D2 is 1? Then it will be 0. So you can say 1, 0. Then it is 0, 1. Next, it's 1, 0. Then it will be 1, 0. What if both of them inputs are 1? Then it will be 0. You can see here 0 and 0 is equal to not. So that's it for today. I hope you guys learned. Thank you for watching.